all. Okay. And bring that up to M's. Okay. All right, so our flaps are up. Defrost, I don't need to worry about that. Avionics, we're going to switch our avionics on. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the HADIS. Pay attention to it.
Falcon Airport information, Quebec 1900 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 13. Altimeter, 29er, decimal 92. Visual runway, 22 left, and visual runway, 22 right in use.
Good.
Falcon Ground Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot request taxi for Touch-And-Go with Quebec.
Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot taxi to and hold short of runway 22 left via taxiway Alpha.
We have
Contact
got
tower
the
on
nice
124.6
aggressive
when ready.
setup going on.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 22 left via
really
taxiway
like
Alpha
this one.
Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
Okay, we're gonna get going. Parking brake on. Let's put that off. All right, so we're off to 22 left. Oh, have any traffic right now in front of us. Not doing the run up today again. Just gonna go straight to pre-takeoff. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my flaps. RP is on, down, transponder. We want to do the alt squawk transponder. All right, so pre-takeoff, we've got our, we don't need our heading bug, doors, windows are locked, landing light, we'll go ahead and put our landing light on, put our taxi light on, we'll just put our strobe on as well. Get to get a request from the tower for clearance.
Falcon
Okay, so
Tower
we're-
Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot at runway 22 left ready for departure Touch-And-Go.
Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot altimeter 29er decimal 92 wind calm left touch and go approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 left.
Okay, clear for takeoff, Cessna.
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 left Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
Yeah, that's right. I watched a few videos on talking to the tower today. I must say that that's going to be difficult. I have to just spend a whole day focusing on that. Okay, so for our takeoff, we've got full throttle oil pressure. We're going to rotate around 50 to 54. I did adjust the rudder pedals today to a much less touchy feel, if you will. Airspeed is live. Rotate to 55. Okay, we're looking for 70. Air flaps are up. That's great. We want 72. Really nice climb out rate. I got a new panel today that has a trim. It's very nice. Little glitch, it's alright, it's alright. I have another monitor hooked up at the moment that's taking out some of the fun. Okay, we're still climbing out. Push down a little bit. plane flying around in circles right above my head. Alright. Okay, so I did cheat a little bit. I warmed up beforehand. I don't think that's a bad thing, but you know, yesterday I really was rusty, but on top of that, I wasn't listening to where I was supposed to go. I was stopping at the runway, and I just gotta stop doing that. So we're gonna do some straight and level flight. Cruising for the 172 is 90 knots. 2,300 feet is 1,000 feet above our runway, and that's what we're gonna do for our pattern. We're not gonna go any higher than that. Make sure we're 2,200 RPM on our attack. Nice views.
Cessna 53 Foxtrot, wind calm, cleared touch, and go left traffic runway 22 left.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Cleared touch and go runway 22 left Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
So, what I should have done is I wanted to keep the heading bug on the 22 the same direction as the runway. And I want 45 degrees on that runway right there. And I'm pretty much there. I'm going to go ahead and slow down. Bring it back to about close to 1,700. I'm going to keep the nose up. By keeping the nose up, it just drops the airspeed. So I can get to my white line and draw my flaps. Okay, we're going to go 10 degrees of flaps, 80 knots. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make our pace. Maintain our altitude. Airspeed, I'm going to go ahead and bring up that a little bit for my altitude. I'm dropping at 300 feet. Okay, we got 22 on our heading to the left. Go ahead and pitch up just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, bring those. Oh, RPMs are good. Yeah, we're doing good. Doing good. A little fast, but that's okay. Alright, we'll just bring... You know, it's weird. 1,500 RPMs pushes this plane still. It's amazing. It's a powerful plane. 1,700 just still keeps it in the 70s. Let's go ahead and deploy the second notch of flaps. I'm fine doing that on a turn. We're pretty close to where we need to be. See, the RPMs, I'm starting to drop faster now, so I'm going to bring up the speed more. There we go. I'm lining up this line of rivets to the runway on this 172, at least the one I was flying in last week or earlier this week. That's exactly what I was faced with. 65 knots coming in is what we're shooting for. And we're right there. This is a you know, we do have clear skies. The wind is calm. You know, I don't know about you, but Arizona, lots of times a day, there is no wind, it is calm. So, it can be real world, if you will. Alright, here we go. We're coming in nice and slow. I'm going to deploy this 30 degrees of flaps right now. Keep that nose down. I'm aimed at the 22. Now I'm going to cut power back and just float her down. I got off the center line just a tad, but that's okay. Aim for that 22, and then I'm going to want to flare, come in for a landing right here, just let it float down to the ground, but when it comes down, I want to keep that nose up. Oh, come on. Oh, hey, oh, I double tapped. Dang it. Okay, that's alright. Flaps up. 10 degrees, we're going to put throttle back. Airspeed's alive. Here, whoop, we got it. We are looking for 70 knots again. That was a little steep pull up. There it is. Flaps are up. Okay, we're gonna trim for our climb. Make sure we got a nice, good climb rate. I just put rubber bands in my yoke I took out the springs. Thank you, YouTube. I took out the springs for my yoke, and I put in rubber bands, and it's so much smoother. It's more like real life, which means that it's harder. I now have about 32 hours in the simulator total, and I've flown an airplane once. That's my experience level. Oh, let's get down so I can see where I'm headed. Here we go. Okay. I want to get that 22 degrees on the right side of our dial. You know, that's really how I'm gauging direction and all this. You know, I can go like this too. I want that to be at 45 degrees behind me. There's also this canal right here, which is nice. It's not directly over it though. Okay, we're a little above the floor. That's okay. Bring it back to 2200 RPMs. Go. You know, it was really beautiful flying over those mountains. Right in between that gap right there. That's where we went. We flew right over here and we did a bunch of maneuvers. We did a stall. I got to do a 45-degree bank while holding altitude. Pulled a couple G's. That was very exciting at the same time. I felt how hard it was to pull back in a 45-degree turn. So it just you know, makes you aware of all the things you've got. And now I'm watching these spins. That's kind of freaking me out. You know, where they stall it and they do the left rudder, let it spin, and then hit right rudder and bring it back. It's kind of scary.
And go left traffic runway.
Baby steps. I know it's baby steps. Yep, we will.
Cleared for touch and go runway 22 left Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
Left, yeah. Go. All right. When I look left, my plane wants to go right, and that's literally the same as driving. It's to do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and slow down here, and this time I'm going to go to 1500 RPMs because it just fluctuates through here, and 1700 seems kind of fast. Okay, there's my first notch of 10 degrees of flaps, and we're going to go ahead and start our turn. Did I just hit again by accident? No, I'm good. Okay, 65 knots is our target. My airspeed is controlled by my pitch. The altitude is controlled by my throttle. So I want to pitch down a little bit. Look at that. And then my airspeed goes up. If I keep it straight and level here. Just listen to the engine hum. It's humming. Now 1500, right around 1550, 1500, that seemed to be the sweet spot for making this turn in. I'll have to commit that to memory as I'm going to hold that 1500-ish, and I'm going to drop the second notch of flaps here.
500.
Oh, okay. Here. Okay. Okay, we're good. Let's bring, again, you know, I'm at 70 knots. Okay, now we're dropping. Let me get this nose up. I'm at 1400 RPMs. 1400. Okay, we need to give it some more. We're not at 1400. We dropped. You can see how we're dropping a little bit. I'm still going to keep that nose pointed at the 22. Okay, we're gonna make it now. I'm gonna drop that 30 degrees of flaps. Try to keep that nose at the 22 when you do that. You know, it's gonna want to push up really hard, much harder than 10 degrees or 20 degrees. float this puppy right down to the ground. This time. This time, I really just want to hold it off. Oh, that was much... Okay, that was smoother. That was smoother. Okay, here we go. Flaps are up. I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing on the runway with the rudders this time. There we go. 10 degrees of flaps. Here we go. Alright. 55, we're up again. This time I'm not going to pick up too hard. I'm going to hold this right here. I've got my airspeed coming up. There's my 70 knots. My flaps are now up. Holding this angle while pitching. I'm trimming, pitch trim. 72 to 74 is ideal climb speed. So I'm going to keep going up right here a little bit. There's 76. Usually right around here it's going to come down and settle. So here we go. A little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and start our crosswind. This is a crosswind. Already sink in a little bit. Need to make sure it's hanging up. Ooh, let's see where I'm going. And so I'm focusing on making sure that this number 220 degrees is right here on the right, because that represents the runway. And if I look back, it's right there. And then, you know, I'll be here all week. That's the extent of my knowledge on the compass. I mean, for the most part, it's all very challenging. Remember everything. Okay. Turn. And we're a little bit above where we need to be, but that's okay. You know, I talk a lot because it's like when you run through checklists, you do it in your head. And I don't know if my checklists are correct unless I do it out loud, so I can hear myself, and maybe other people can hear me doing it too. We're going to straight level flight, 2,300 feet. There we go. So, as I'm getting better at this, I'm buying more equipment and downloading more software. Things like this. I have little nav map
Cessna 53 Foxtrot, wind calm,
that
cleared touch,
literally
and go
shows
left traffic runway,
my
clear to
location,
left.
where I'm at. It shows all of the well, it actually shows. Come on, acknowledge. How come I'm not acknowledging the tower here?
Cleared for touch and go runway 22 left Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
All right, we're good. Hey, you know, 1,500 seemed decent last time. Every airplane's different, you know? Go by the book, but it could be felt a little bit different. Up and down, but these rubber bands are very stretchy. Sometimes I'm gripping this thing so tight. You know, my hands are sweating a little bit, I'll admit. My air conditioning's running. It has nothing to do with my body temperature. I think it just has to do with nerves. I'm like honestly focusing.
500.
See, I shouldn't have dropped to 500 feet already. Why am I so low? I believe it's the 1,500 RPMs. Really weird. You know, that time I do 1,500 and I drop faster. And my base leg is off just by a little bit because I have to speed up and gain that altitude back that I lost. should have stayed up at 2,200 feet through my crosswind leg. I'm sorry, through my downwind base leg. That's okay. We're gonna do our second notch. 20 degrees of flaps. Nose down. And we get those rivets lined up down the center. I hope this guy doesn't fly over my nose again. He's at 33. There's two at 3,300 feet. He scared me the other day. So bad. Because the sound just... Okay, we're going to do 30 degrees of flaps. I got nice pressure down. Okay, you know, it's always right before landing and takeoff. I got these little glitches. Okay, this will be our last touch and go, and then we're going to land her, get her back taxied, shut her down, and that'll be our day. Okay, we're going to cut power. Let's go straight and level flight now, and yeah, I let it land. See, you know, when I'm pulling back on the stick, it bounces a little bit backward. It's almost like I need to, you know, give it less or something. I don't really know how to explain it, I suppose.
Falcon Tower Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot, 1,400 feet to land.
Cessna 2 Alpha 653 Foxtrot Falcon Tower. Altimeter 29er, decimal 9er 2, wind calm, enter left downwind, runway 22 left.
Yay, 22 left still.
Fly left downwind, runway 22 left, Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
Okay, so it's 1,700. I'm going to turn. I'm usually turning at 1,800 when it's 1,700, since, you know, we're just not going to be climbing that high. And as I look at the pattern, it's showing me. This is actually a little early according to the pattern in my navigation map, so maybe I was incorrect in doing that. Yeah, see, that's nice. There we go. Alright, let's bring back power. Everyone just calm down. Let's just listen to this thing hum. I don't want to lose altitude, which I won't. It won't. But I do want nice buzzing sound from the engine on the way back. There it is. There it is.
Cessna 53 Foxtrot, wind calm, cleared to land runway 22 left.
Okay.
Cleared to land runway
Clear to land.
22 left, Cessna 53 Foxtrot.
You know, I'm not messing around. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the power. Yep, flaps down. I'm going to keep it at 1,700. We're going to come in by the book, according to the book. Or maybe 1,600. Next. 1,700, I just need to keep... Get back. There we go. So fast. Nuts. Just going to go ahead and do 20 degrees of flaps right now. It's like, see, it's already pushing the envelope, and I'm at 1,500, 1,400 doing 80 knots. It's insane. I was only about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 degrees nose down. Fun stuff, man. You learn. Ah, see. Now I have a monitor coming, and I'll be able to see out my left window with that to get a better view of these turns. Okay, here we go. We are a little low, a little power. It is okay, because as soon as I deploy these flaps, I'm going to let it jump up a little bit. Just like that. Now. Just as if we were... Level flights. Sink it down. It's just too high. You know, I got to get these better right there at the end.
Stall.
Okay, I know that. Jeez. My landings.
Cessna 5 Tree, Foxtrot,
Boy.
turn next taxiway.
I need some work on those. I'll tell you what. It was fun flying today. I always have fun flying. There's nothing wrong with flying. But I will tell you that until I have
Cessna
my
5 Tree,
peripherals,
Foxtrot, contact ground on 121
it's not going
decimal
to
tree.
feel adequate. I feel like I really need to see everything around
Going
me.
to 121 decimal tree Cessna 5 tree Foxtrot.
You know, without just doing this.
Falcon ground Cessna 2 Alpha 65 tree Foxtrot taxi to parking.
Yep, we're going to get our
Cessna 2
Okay,
Alpha
clearance.
65 Tree, Foxtrot taxi. To
Taxi,
general aviation parking
gener-
via taxiway Alpha Echo.
Okay, good. We're going to park right there. See where those guys are. We're going to acknowledge that clearance.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Echo Cessna 5 tree
We're actually doing
Foxtrot.
it correctly today. Today we were doing it incorrectly.
Cessna 5 Tree Foxtrot, hold position.
See?
Caution other traffic.
Same thing as yesterday. That's crazy like clockwork. Okay, I'm going to parking brake. We're going to take a look. I think it was a plane. It was a plane last time. There's a plane right there. Maybe he has
Cessna
clearance.
5 Tree Foxtrot, please acknowledge.
Hold position Cessna 5 tree Foxtrot.
Sorry about that. You always want to respond to tower. What is this traffic they speak of? It's got to be that plane. I bet they have taxi clearance. Yesterday there was a plane that just spawned in and was causing the tower to do this, but I literally don't see anybody else except for that guy right there. So, we're gonna override the system. And as long as we all know why we're overriding the system, we'll be good. Oops. Okay.
Cessna 5 Tree Foxtrot, continue taxi.
Thank you.
Roger Cessna 5 tree Foxtrot.
It's crazy how you can hear the creaking and cracking of the aircraft. Well, how close you want me to get, bro? What? I'm gonna not take your advice, partner, and run you over with my airplane. We're gonna go ahead and do the shutdown procedures. So, After landing, we've got our flaps up, carb heat is off, strobes are off. Let's go ahead and turn off all our lights, our beacons, pull out our mixture, turn off our avionics, and ignition switch, and finally our battery multimeter. And we're done. Guys, we're 6 minutes over, but I appreciate the time today that we have spent flying, getting better at this. We'll continue to get better together. Thanks again. Great day.